Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking Hindash Beautopsy, the Hindash Beautopsy Palette. I have been waiting for this, not patiently of course. I've been really excited to see this and play with it and have it in my hands. And now that I do, I'm going to share it with you. I created this eye look, this face look. It's in my brows, it's everywhere because this is a multi-use palette, so I wanted to put it to the test. So if you'd like to see how I created this look and all the information, you're in the right place. Let's start off with the creator himself, Hindash. If you have not heard of him before, he's amazing. He is an amazing makeup artist. He's based out of Dubai, and I can 100% relate to him because he started off as a painter, I believe for like 10 years. And I don't know if you guys, if you've been around for a while, you know that I am an artist. I used to do a lot more before my joints just started giving out on me, specifically this shoulder. So when I heard that story about him being a painter and then his beautiful collection of artwork and everything, it just really drew me in and just spoke to me. I'm going to leave in the description box a link to his video where he talks about his inspiration and everything that went into this palette. And try not to get too distracted by his puppy. Oh my gosh, every time I watch his videos and he's got him, I'm just like, ah! I have to hit replay because I'm like, oh. That's me. I see a puppy and it's just gone. I'm done. I'm just like focused, zoomed in on the dog. Anywho, this palette retails for $70. It's made in Italy, but it was assembled in China. This packaging, oh my gosh, is absolutely amazing. It's cardboard, but it is luxury cardboard. If there ever was, that is what this is. It has a really nice strong magnet on it. Like it's a good one. And then this has like a texture to it. It's really, really elegant. I'm really impressed with it. It's just beautiful. So you have Hindash Beautopsy, and then on the inside you have a mirror that I've gotten my fingerprints all over, and then here are the ombre shades. Is ombre a word? I don't know. But they are gradient, each one of these from one shade to another. You can use them individually, you can mix them, you can also mix each shade. These are pressed pigments, and it is cruelty-free and vegan. Along with the palette came this little card right here, and it has the information on the back. It says Beautopsy, open up to you. Beautopsy is a 6-pan, 12-shade pressed pigment gradient face and eyeshadow palette with a 24 color payoff. I wonder if that's supposed to mean 24 hour because there's 12 shades. Yeah, I'm thinking that I think it's supposed to be 24 hours. You can create the ultimate look by swirling your brush along the gradient pans to customize your perfect shade. Sweep along the eyes, cheeks, brows, highlight the contours of your face. You are the artist of your masterpiece. Here are the swatches. We have tan and lines, soft brown that blends into a pure white, wet and paint, beige that blends into a banana yellow, boy wonder, peach that blends into a bubblegum pink, feel and real, neutral brown that blends into a true concrete gray. This one I love. The next one, love and kills, fiery orange that blends into a hot red. And lastly, intra fatum, chocolate brown that blends into a pitch black. All right, without further ado, let's jump into this look. I'm starting off with a blank slate right here. I do already have my foundation, concealer, everything is set. I have a tiny bit of bronzer on, and then this brow right here is already done and my eyes are primed. I don't have them set other than right underneath the brow, but I'm going to show you guys what I did to this one on this side. So all I have in it right now is the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. I like to push up my brows first and let them set. And even sometimes I will clean up underneath them first because I can get a little out of control. So that's what I did. They're pushed up with the brow gel. I cleaned up underneath them and then primed my eyes. And now I'm going to go in with the palette. Now I had a hard time getting something that went with my brows. I originally was a little further down on this shade. What is it? Feel Real. But then I tried a little bit more of the gray, and it was just like, it's right, like this happy medium, like right in between that I have to use for my brows, and it's still just like, it could, I'm gonna have to play with it a little bit more to see what shade would be, or mixture would be the best. But yeah, I took this out a few times before I decided that, okay, we're gonna leave it like this. So I'm going to take my Anastasia number 12, going to kind of go back and forth right here and just tap off the excess. And I'm going to start applying this right into the tail end first to get the shape going. I'm going to start pushing the excess up through the front, picking up a little bit more. Again, I'm tapping off just because I know that this can be a little bit too much for my brows. I think this one's going better than this one did. But I feel like this one has a little bit more, like the hairs are thicker or something. Or maybe I just have more hair on the tail than I do on this one. Like I have almost nothing in the front of this one. This one I can add a little bit more. Yeah, this one looks so much better than the other one. Maybe it's just me. Just going to extend my tail just a little bit. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. And now I'm going to go ahead and do my eyes. Afterwards, I will finish off the face. The deeper side of tan lines on a Wayne Goss number 17. I'm going to go ahead and work this into my crease. Now these are shades that are meant to be lighter. They're not meant to be super pigmented. From what I understand, some of them have different pigmentation levels, but they're meant to be able to be a little bit more easy to use and blend, so you can use them on the eyes and the face. So I will be building this up just a little bit. I like the color. I did use the lightest part of this section, which is basically white, right underneath my brow arch to set, instead of using the Mario palette that I usually use. This is definitely, it's going on as a thinner texture. Very easy to blend. For me, I would absolutely have to, which generally speaking I like to anyway, but I would have to make sure I was using a primer that covered up the veining on my eyes. I have pretty dark veining actually on my eyes, so if I used a translucent primer like the one from Viseart or Urban Decay doesn't have as much coverage, I would be able to see straight through this. So that's just something to keep in mind, that if you're using a base, I would use one with some coverage. So you start out with a blank slate. For reference number 1, I am grabbing a mixture of Feel Real. So Feel plus Real, I went right in the middle of it and just blended those shades together. And this is a shade that I have in my brows, basically. Slightly more gray for the brows, but I'm putting this on the lower lid, and then I'm going to buff it upward. Again, it is very easy to blend. I'm going to have to grab a little bit more to be able to bring it upward, but that's okay. I'm bringing this just a little bit upward, smoking it out just a bit, bringing it further into the crease, making sure to constantly use circular motions so that I get a really, really diffused blend out of it. I'm going to push the excess on the inner portion right here, kind of define the eye socket. I'm going to take a sponge and just going to clean up the outer corner. And then that same mixture on a reference number 3, dragging this right along the lower lash line. Refer 21, I'm going back in with the white from Tan Lines. I'm using just a little bit of this. I'm just going to blend this right underneath my brow arch. And I'm going to be going in with another color right around the edge. Same brush and Wet from Wet Paint. This one is not as light and bright white as the first shade, or this one right up here. It has this really pretty nudish yellow undertone. And I'm packing this on. It's really pretty. Like, you could stop the look right here. Wayne Goss number 19, a mixture of the bottom shade, so just right in the middle again. I'm going to add a little depth on this outer portion of my lid, outer corner and crease area. I am going in and dipping in again to build it up. I'm taking the excess and lightly going over the lighter shade so that they blend together, and you can see it kind of makes this brownish hue. So pretty. Love from Love Kills. Ooh, yes. This is an EO6 from Nakia Joy. Oh my gosh, I love this. I'm just blending this around the edges of the outside corner. Oh, that gives me feels. Now I'm going back in with that 19 from Wayne Goss, no additional product, but I know I want to bring this up just a little bit more to deepen up this outer corner so it's not too much of that last shade. And I might actually take a clean brush and go right around the edge. Bristles Beauty EO2RL. I'm just going to go right around the edge of that. PO6RF and the white from Tan Lines. This is a Bristles Beauty brush. Just brightening up this inner corner and then kind of blending it out. And then I'm going to go add on liner and mascara. I finished off my eyes with a little bit of inner rim liner. This is from JUVIA'S Place. It's the Kajal liner. It's actually the Nubian liner in Kajal, which is black. And then I switched up my mascara today. I am using Pat McGrath's Dark Star. And then I thought I would go ahead and add just a little something to the lash line. So I took Intra, which is a chocolatey brown. It kind of has a little hint of red in it, which I think is really pretty. And my Refer number 3, and I just stamped that right across the top lash line. And that's it. So now we're going to move on to the face. I'm going to go in with my BK Beauty 104. Now I have a little bit of bronzer on, but what I want to do, I think I want to mix tan with Feel from Feel and Real. So just like a little bit of this and a little bit of this. I'm probably just going to go across because I'm a little nervous. And see how this goes on. Okay, so not bad. I'm going to do the same thing. It's blending on the skin very well. That color combination is like perfect. I think that is beautiful. Yay! I was scared I was gonna mess it up. Usually I would play with something like this beforehand, but it took a little while for shipping. Not complaining, not complaining. And I just wanted to like get it on my face ASAP. I like that. There's no harshness at all. Sonia G Soft Cheek, and I am going to mix a little bit. Well, let me just start off with this side of Boy and Wonder. So Boy Wonder. I think it's just Boy. So I just want to put them together. It's a really pretty, it's a light pink. Again, going on very effortlessly. I want to see if I can take a little bit of Love with the same brush. I like that corally. Yes. I like that little added warmth in it. Just making sure to blend this across. So I want to get some of it on like my actual apples of my cheeks, but I don't want it to be as pigmented there, so I'm just kind of dragging the excess from my brush. I'm telling you, this blends so beautifully and effortlessly. I love that. Okay, I want to go in and add just a little hint more of like a contour, but not gray. So just a more defined cheek. So I'm going to take my Wayne Goss Artist, this is the medium one, and I'm going to just take tan. Let's see if I can build this up just right here. And then blend it into my blush. Take a little bit more of that right on my temples. Right at my hairline anyway. And then I'm going to use that shade as well on my nose. Refer 14. Just a little bit underneath my lip. Royal Inlaying Nickel BOM 270. This is the shade Wet. I'm going to go down the center of my forehead, brighten this area up. Same thing right through here. This like the powders are adding no texture to my face at all. It's not thick. It's not, you're not getting a bunch of powder thickness, cakiness on your face. Now I'm going to see if I can use lines. I'm going to attempt this, we'll see. Take just a little bit of that and just brighten right here. Hey, not bad, not bad. I feel like this one is not as pigmented as the shade in Wet. I feel like that one has just a little bit more pigment to it. I'm going to take lines on my MAC 252. And I'm going to literally draw a line down the center of my nose and on the tip. And then blend it out. That is it for my face, so I'm going to go add on my lipstick and I'll be right back to give you guys my thoughts. I have to say, I am impressed. I think that this truly performs very effortlessly. It's very lightweight on the skin. I like that it blends so beautifully. I like the ombre effect. I am somebody who does like to mix colors, and the fact that they're kind of already done right down the center is just really beautiful. And I don't know if you guys can see, but where I'm dipping my brush, traditionally in other, even in pressed pigment palettes, if I were to blow on it, do it a few times, this would lift up and it would just be gone. These are much more luxurious, much different in texture. And I don't know if you guys could tell, but I didn't get fallout. I was like waiting for it to happen. And I know he mentioned that there wouldn't be fallout, but I've heard that before and there wasn't. It's such an easy palette to work with. And I really like how he played with the different colors. I think it was very well thought out. I love that you have cool and warm tones. You guys hear me say that all the time, but I think that you will actually get quite a bit of use out of this if you truly do use it on your eyes and your face. If you're only going to use it on your eyes, I would say it's up to you. But if you're going to truly use this as it's meant to be, as a multi-purpose, I do think that is worth the price tag, because you can really tell the amount of effort that was put into these formulations. They were truly thought out. You can tell when you're applying them to your face and you're applying them to your eyes that they truly were meant to be multi-purpose, not just they happen to work on both eyes and the face. They look very, very intentional. I think that this is beautiful, and this there's just something about this transition right here that gives me the feels, which is funny because it's feel and real. I love it. I love it. It's so beautiful. It's so well done. I love the mirror in here. I love that I can fold it all the way back. I think it is really, really gorgeous. And the fact that it is vegan and cruelty-free, I mean, he really, really thought this palette out. And when I was listening to him talk about it and, you know, the 2-year process, again, it's something that we hear a lot, but I can see it. I can see it and I can feel it. And I think that it is fabulous. The only critique I would have is that it is $70. And do you need it if it's something that you're going to only use on your eyes? Up to you. It's up to you. It does perform very well, and it's definitely beginner friendly. So if you're somebody who is intimidated by darker colors, this would be a palette for you because it gives you the ability to build on those colors without them being patchy, but without them being straight pigment right out the gate. That's just going to be a personal choice though as to whether, if you're only going to use these for shadows, if it'll be worth it to you. If you're somebody who loves multi-use palettes or somebody who will use a palette for all over the face, I definitely think that this is worth it, and that's what it is intended for. I'm very happy with my purchase. You guys let me know what you think about this all matte look, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.